Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, and pride of the Jaguars, Fred Taylor, bring you highlights and analysis from today's game. Jaguars Postgame is brought to you by Baptist Health, Farah and Farah, and by Everbank. Now, to get things started, here's JP Shadrick.
And welcome in. It's Jaguars Postgame presented by Florida Home AC. Call Florida Home AC today, official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Final score at the bank, Jaguars 26, Panthers nothing. So it comes down to next week in Nashville. A win for the Jaguars against the Titans next week would secure the AFC South title. Both the Houston Texans and the Indianapolis Colts games have gone final. Both of those teams have won. So all three teams now 9-7 heading into the final weekend. The Jaguars have the tiebreaker. So a win, and the Jaguars secure the title next week. They'll have to go to Nashville to do it. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Fred Taylor. Finally, 4-game skid. It's all over, Fred, and a good complete game today for the Jags.
Yeah, and they did it in pretty good fashion, man. Blowout, shutout fashion without the starting quarterback. The run game was able to see one big glimpse. Still got a long way to go in that department, but you got to at least, tilt your hat to them. But that defense, I think they did an amazing job just overall. Josh Allen with those 3 big sacks. Trayvon getting some pressure after Bryce Young. And the guys just making plays when they needed to. Red zone offense has to improve if they are going to win next weekend, try and make some noise in the playoffs. But got to be happy with this win today considering what Houston and Indy did. Otherwise, it'd be a different feeling in here right now. So congrats to the guys out there.
Yeah, first of all, the finally should be addressed to you, as finally they recognize you as a Hall of Fame finalist. So congratulations in person.
I thought me and JP were on the same page. I thought you were going to refer to me as finalist Freddie.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we've got 2 hours.
We talked about the ring to it. You know what I mean?
It does. I like that.
Regardless, congrats, Fred.
I appreciate it, Mike.
Right? But look, people are going to say, oh, yeah, you dominated this team. They're not very good. They scored 30 last week. The Carolina Panthers put 30 points up last week. Now, you can talk about Green Bay's defense all you want, but the Jaguars' defense, I think, came into this game, Fred, with the mindset that we're not going to allow anything. We don't know what our offense is going to get. We're playing with a backup quarterback. We're down a couple of top receivers. Our offensive line has been shuffled around, and they really didn't let the Panthers even threaten to score for most of this football game, with the exception of that near catch by DJ Chark that was overruled. And I thought the Jags were smart. Just play efficient football, protect the football, and just when you get the opportunities, McManus put it through the uprights, and then they broke it open in the second half.
I think by all means, when you pull out the stats, I'm sure you guys will go over here somewhere later in the program, Jacksonville's defense, although they pitched a shutout, first down defense was horrible. I'm just going to be honest with you. They were giving up chunks, but the third down defense was the difference maker. The 1 for 13 right here at 8%, that's when they made all of their plays. That's when Josh Allen got active. That's when Trayvon got active, the guys up front. But other than that, I think they also have to put together a better game plan. And regardless of people saying, well, look who you played, it's the NFL. Anybody can beat anybody. We see what the Arizona and Philly outcome is. It's just the way it goes any given Sunday.
They got 124 yards today. So, I mean, no matter what they did on first down, it couldn't have been that tremendous, right? I mean, to have that many third downs and fail that many times or for the Jags defense to step up. Either way, it was great. According to the New York Times playoff predictor, they've got that thing you can plug in the outcomes of the different games. As of right now, because I think I have every game involving an AFC team in there, the Jags are 72% to make the playoffs. They put them at 52% to win the division. Basically, they win, and they're going to win the division. If they lose, they're not going to win the division. They're at 20% to make a wild card as of right now without knowing what any of the other outcomes that are not final yet. I think the Bengals losing would be the biggest one that could help us this afternoon.
Because that's the tiebreaker because the Bengals beat the Jags.
Yeah, that would bump them about 5-6 points up to about 78% likelihood to make the postseason. If Kansas City wins, it would knock them down about 8 or 9, 10 points if the Bengals are to win that one. So
let's go down the hallway.
Yeah,
and Bucky Brooks joining us now with Jaguars safety Rayshon Jenkins, part of a defense that pitched a shutout. We'll get to that in just a moment as Bucky's standing by outside the Jaguars locker room. Hey, Fred, this Jags defense, there's been a lot of heat on it, right? I mean, can they slow down the run? They had done that a lot this year. Can they get takeaways? They had done that a lot this year. Today, though, they do pitch a shutout. 26-0 the final. Rayshon Jenkins, Jaguars safety with Bucky Brooks right now.
Rayshon, what went to you guys playing so well today against the Panthers?
I would say it just started in practice. We had a great week of practice. Everything was just laser focused this week, and we just had a mindset that, we had to get back on track. And I know we dropped 4 straight, but we knew coming into, today, if we can get this win, it'll get us all our confidence back in the world.
It's so funny.
Did you see that from your team this week? And what was the locker room like after 4 weeks of not good locker rooms?
Obviously, after 4 weeks of a little bit of heartbreak, it's the one thing I appreciate about our guys is they continue to roll up their sleeves. They continue to go to work. They know the mistakes they've made, right? That we've been making. But yet they continue to work, and they continue to work hard during the week, and it showed today. It might not have been like just a pretty football game, but they never are. They're hard, they're gritty, they're tough, they're physical, all that kind of stuff, and just proud of our guys for the way they competed today.
Doug, now it's a win and in scenario next week with the Titans. Could you just talk about how just the approach to that game and just another, like last year, got to win and get in.
Yeah, coming down to week 18. I mean, that's just. I think our guys really thrive on these situations, and that's okay. It's a great opportunity for our organization, for our franchise, for our players, for our owner. To be in this situation, and we got to go play another good football team on the road, and we'll enjoy this one obviously, and prepare this week whenever we play.
As a follow-up, could you talk about the performance of C.J. Beathard today? No pre-snap penalties by your guys. Pretty efficient. Didn't cash in on some red zone opportunities, but other than that, no turnovers.
Yeah, I mean, I thought C.J. played smart. He played tough. Came back in after being checked. He ran the offense, and credit the offensive line, especially in the second half of really kind of taking over and helping out in the run game. And and the thing too sometimes is when your starter's out, your backup's in, I think the focus, the attention is a little bit, little guys are a little more zeroed in, and we saw that today really from not only the offense, but I think the defense as well.
On that, the defense turned in its best performance of the season. Is that just maybe a result of what they've gone through the last 4 weeks, not having maybe the success that they wanted? Yeah,
it hasn't been what we wanted, obviously. I thought today they responded, well, obviously, to have the shutout and really play a solid football game. I'm sure there's going to be some things to clean up, as we look at this film. But the defense responded too, and played a really good game today.
Doug, first, congratulations on the win. Happy New Year. Also, even though that you got stopped in the red zone a number of times, how important was it to get Brandon's confidence again, because he had all the field goals today?
Yeah, I mean, that's part of it. Obviously we would have loved to score the touchdowns, in those situations, but too, to have Brandon out there and make those kicks like he did, I mean, that's good for his confidence, moving forward. Hats off to him. I mean, he's battled through a little adversity of his own, here lately, and it was good to see him respond.
And as a follow-up, you as a longtime coach, assistant, or head coach, was there any kind of a story that you could have told these guys about when it gets tough? This is how we got through this, or anything like that, or just
no, not really.
Usual?
I mean, it's I keep everything sort of in the present and in the moment, and try to be more forward thinking. But I still want to. We got to learn from the past. We got to learn from our mistakes, and all of that. But there wasn't anything that I needed to really tell these guys or show these guys, and they just know. They just understand.
Hey, Doug, we didn't get a chance to talk to you Friday. Trevor, shoulder, where is he on that? And is this a thing where you're not sure if he could play next week, or was this a game where you just wanted to kind of rest him to make sure everything was good for him?
Yeah, there was really for this game, there was really no chance of him getting out there. We'll see how he is this week, obviously. If we play Saturday or Sunday, it all depends. But he'll do everything he can to try to get back out there if possible. If not, CJ will be ready to go, and we'll have Matt ready.
And Josh sets a single-season franchise record with, I guess he's, 16 and a half sacks now. What can you say about the year he's had and then specifically today, too?
Yeah, Josh he's had a heck of a season. And, today was a great performance by him. But I think he'd understand, and he knows that the other 10 guys are doing their jobs, too, which helps him, get back there to the quarterback. And congratulations to him for setting that mark. I mean, those are big numbers. He's been good all season, been consistent, been steady, and just congratulations to him and really the whole defense for that performance today.
Coach, another milestone guy. Your tight end, Evan Ingram, second Jaguars player ever, over 100 receptions in a season. You had a guy in Zach Ertz in Philly who you coached who to similar kind of numbers. A little bit comparison between those two guys and how you've been able to use them so effectively in your offenses.
Yeah, I mean, they're, the tight ends can be the, kind of a quarterback's best friend sometimes. And, Evan's been that way for Trevor, the last couple of seasons. He was that way today for CJ. And he just, listen, he's a great leader. He leads a lot by example, really. During the week, how he's out to practice early, working on his craft, always catching something, whether it be a tennis ball or a football or something, anybody can throw at him, and he challenges himself. And that's why he's in these positions, right? And that's why he's, getting the accolades and the praise that he deserves. And it's just because of who he is as a person and the way he works and challenges himself.
Doug, you've mentioned before guys having to step up when the backup's in. Is that what you saw from the skill room today? It seemed like some tough catches.
From who?
The skill guys. It seemed like tough catches, tough runs.
Yeah. It's just kind of where we are, our teams aren't going to make excuses for us. We're not going to make excuses. We got to make sure we're coaching the next guy up and putting them in positions to help us today. And I thought that, they really did some good things. They stepped up and, what do they say? It's gritty, it's not pretty, and they just hung in there and battled it out.
Okay, we're going to wrap it up over there on the left. 2 winning seasons for this franchise. I know you got more to clinch this year, but can you talk about that? I think it's been since 2005 that this franchise has had 2 consecutive winning seasons in a row. The importance of that, when you came in, it was kind of on a downturn, and the significance of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously, that's why we're all here. It is to win, and that's a credit really to the coaches. It's a credit to the guys in the locker room. And just you got to consistently have guys on your team that speak the same common language. Guys that work hard every single day, every single week. No matter what happens, they work through adversity. They work through injury, and just proud of the guys. 2 years in a row. We got obviously one more game, next weekend to hopefully get to 10. But we're going to do everything we can to put something together and go back on the road.
Okay, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.
CJ Beathard's about to walk in the door, so if you're interested in the quarterback, he'll be here in a minute.
And the Titans will be that team next week too. At 5-11, they have nothing to lose. So the trick plays, a lot of trickery, a lot of gadget stuff. That means the defense got to be a lot more disciplined. And I think, considering all, having one penalty the entire game. Now I think they played with extreme discipline. It was one play I saw out there was a busted coverage.
Congrats on the win, first off. Secondly, assess, in your opinion, how you felt out there today.
I felt great. I mean, it was great to get back out there and start a game. It's been 3 years, but it doesn't feel like 3 years. I think when you're rolling throughout seasons, they just fly by. It doesn't feel like it's my 7th year in the league either. I look back at some of these rookies and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not much older than you guys, and reality in football, terms. I am. And it's just kind of weird. But yeah, no, it felt young again out there. Felt like a kid out there getting to play and run around and play football. It was fun.
And one of the toughest challenges for you is receiving core. You keep losing guys on there, and then you lost Agnew on that big play.
Mm-hmm.
How were you able to try to adjust to with what you had at this point?
Yeah, I mean, it's just the guys, they work hard all week, getting reps, Tim and Elijah, those guys that had to step up in the situation when Ag went down. Just the work ethic they put in each week. And, I trust those guys, a lot of those guys that I've got a lot of reps with on the scout team over the last several weeks. So got a lot of reps with those guys. But, having Calvin and Evan in there and Travis and, those starters that have been in there for a while, you kind of lean on those guys. Evan, shout out to him. Congratulations. He, 8th tight end all time to go over 100 receptions. And that's huge. And just having him in there as I guess a crutch to lean on sometimes is nice. So, yeah.
CJ, I know any win obviously feels good, but just knowing the circumstances of this one, what was at stake, snapping a 4-game win streak, what did it feel like to go in and get this one?
It's huge. I think all week we've been in a little slump the weeks before, losing 4 straight, but all week we went into this week knowing with a lot of energy, knowing that what this game meant and what the next week means, knowing that we needed to get this one. I thought the guys played great. It started on Monday or Tuesday in practice when we came out there with a ton of energy, enthusiasm. One of the better weeks of practice we've had, I think, just from an energy standpoint. So guys were locked in from early in the week, and it showed out there on the field today.
CJ, you got the majority of the practice reps the last 2 weeks and 3 of the last 4 weeks. How much did that play into your efficiency today and your comfort level with the players on the offense? A
lot. It definitely helped a lot having banked those reps with guys like Calvin and Evan, because they move so differently than some other guys just in the league, and it was nice having practiced with them for really the last several weeks, getting reps and routes on air, one-on-ones, all that kind of stuff. So I think that was definitely beneficial.
And along those lines, it's winning in next week in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
And how much did today do you think would help you if you have to start next week because Trevor Shoulder doesn't allow him to play?
Yeah, I mean, I think from a confidence standpoint, not only for myself but as a team, I think winning this game in Rome in this fashion that we did, defense playing well, offense playing efficient, moving the ball, running the ball, I think that'll hopefully give us some momentum going into next week. And we know we've been here before. We've been there last year. It's kind of the same situation. So if I have to go next week, I'll be ready to go. And yeah.
CJ, did you get any coaching after you had that little brief spell in the blue tent about, hey, your backup is a guy who's been here for 3 days. Please don't put yourself in harm's way anymore because you did a little bit of scrambling after that.
Yeah, definitely. They were telling me not to take any more hits, get down, all that kind of stuff. I think we actually had a zone read on the next 3rd down. Impressed staying in the headset. He's like, hey, do not keep the ball, hand the ball off no matter what. So, that's what I did. But overall, I thought the guys protected great and did what they needed to do to get the win.
And how important was it for you coming into this game, watching the defense and seeing the kind of performance they put on today, just making it so much easier for you guys on offense, taking the pressure off?
Yeah, when a defense is playing like that, it takes so much pressure off the offense and off the quarterback to feel like you have to press and do this and do that. So, obviously we'd like to be better in the red zone, but when your defense is playing like that, it's not the worst thing, just kicking field goals and taking care of the football. We kind of knew all week we wanted to protect the ball and move the ball and put up points, and that's what we did. The defense played great. So hats off to those guys, and hats off to Josh for getting this 3 sacks today and getting that record. That's a big deal, and that's awesome.
All right, thanks, CJ.
Yep, thank you.
Something happens when you begin to believe. What seems way off in the distance gets closer.
You focus on what needs to get done, and you'll let nothing get in your way.
Next year becomes this year, and maybe next time becomes now. A whole city will rally behind you and begin to believe too.
Because when you believe, the unbelievable can happen. We believe in justice for everyone, and we believe we're the attorneys to help people get it. Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jaguars, Jacksonville.
Facing cancer takes a lot of determination, strength, and support. And you'll get it all at Baptist MD Anderson Cancer Center. Determination from world-renowned doctors, giving you specialized treatment with cutting-edge technology and research. Strength and support from a dedicated team, caring for you completely, during and after treatment. Don't face cancer with anything less than the team at Baptist MD Anderson. Appointments available at baptistmdanderson.com.
The Jaguars bring performance, strength, and passion to every single play. And you'll find the same when you bank with EverBank. You've worked hard for your money. So if you're ready to up your financial game, it's time to choose EverBank. EverBank, advantage you. Member FDIC and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Earn your advantage at everbank.com/Jaguars.
La fa 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 fa.
Don't you mean fa la 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 la?
Nope, we're shaking things up.
Whatever you say.
Shake things up this season at the Toyotathon sales event.
Lease a new 2024 Toyota RAV4 LE for $339 a month for 24 months, plus $500 holiday bonus cash. Toyota, let's go places. Offer valid through January 2nd, 2024. Well-qualified lessees with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. 3638 due at signing. No security deposit with select equipment. $350 disposition fee. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details.
Jaguars postgame presented by Florida Home AC. Call Florida Home AC today. Official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, and finalist Fred Taylor from the Hyundai Studios at Everbank Stadium after a Jaguars win 26-0 over the Carolina Panthers. What'd you like from the head coach there, Fred?
No, he talked about they played smart. Yep, they did that. They played tough. They did that. They protected the football, no turnovers. They created better opportunities for themselves. It's just a disciplined game for them all around. They went out there understanding the circumstances, understanding they were without their starting quarterback, and they were still able to get the job done, keep their hopes alive. Now they got a big task in front of them, going up to Tennessee. Some things will be unknown, but what's known is it's going to be the same team that showed up today, going to have to go and try and chase that same result. And without it, they'll probably be home. Who knows? But all things considered, they are the Jaguars. They got to be themselves. Go get a W.
I like the fact that he got to the podium quick. And all kidding aside, like internally we always kind of gauge by when Doug Peterson starts to talk to the media how much he's got to deal with the football team in the locker room, right? And he was out there so quick today because, what is there to say? You had one penalty. You didn't turn it over. You ran the ball pretty successfully. Particularly ETN. Beathard protected the football. Your defensive pass rush was dominant today. Checked every box that you needed to get through this game, Fred. And there's probably just a great sense of relief in that locker room. I'm sure you've been on teams that you just can't get out of your way for a few weeks in a row. So to me, just the fact that Doug probably went in there and was like, look, this is where we should have been, at least 2 of the last 4 weeks or whatever the case. And just kind of harping on how they practice this week, because we've heard a lot about that in recent weeks, that they've had bad practices. And Trevor Lawrence saying they looked like a team that didn't practice a couple of games ago. I think they realize now that they almost let it slip away. They still could. They still got to finish the job, but I think that sense of urgency has been restored for this football team, and they understand that it's all right there in their hands. Just go win a football game just like last year against Tennessee in the final week of the season, and then get a home playoff game. Start there.
Correct. I believe there's no one in the locker room worried about who the opponent they just got a victory over. After a 4-game slide, you want to win, try and right the ship and get yourself back on track. They won 5 in a row to get themselves into the playoffs last year. Today is the start of that 5 in a row, and hopefully they can finish in Vegas. I know I kind of jumped way ahead, but sometimes you got to have that mindset. It does start with the Titans, a team that's been a thorn in our side, trying to avoid that next week. So the guys got to go back, play sound, mistake-free, very disciplined, high-level football again, as they did today. Because I think if they have faltered any in that department with mistakes, turnovers, they don't win this game. But they handled that business, and they got the W.
Plenty ahead. We'll come back with a defensive play of the game and much more after a Jaguars win over the Carolina Panthers, 26-0 the final. And this is Jaguars Postgame on Jaguars Radio.
Maximize your energy savings with a new energy-efficient heating and cooling system from Florida Home Air Conditioning today. Get up to $1,750 back and a free Nest thermostat when Florida Home buys back your old inefficient HVAC system. Expert technicians and flexible payment options are great reasons to call Florida Home today. Florida Home Air Conditioning, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit FloridaHomeAC.com for details, terms, and conditions.
License number CMC 1250399, CFC 1430664, EC 130-08557.
FloridaHomeAC.com.
It's time for the Make the Holidays Bright sales event at your local Ford dealer. Get special offers on our adventure-ready Ford SUVs or on our great selection of Ford trucks. Choose from a large inventory of Ford vehicles equipped with technology, space, and flexibility for any season. And let Ford make the holidays bright, bringing everyone together. Visit your local Ford dealer today during the Make the Holidays Bright sales event.
The game may be over, but the excitement is just beginning. The Jaguars played a great game, and J-Tech is proud to be part of a community that supports our team. But before we go, let's take a moment to talk about an important part of our community, tradesmen and women. J-Tech believes that everyone deserves the opportunity to learn valuable skills and build a successful career. They're proud to support the Jaguars and our community by offering high-quality trades education. Learn more at jtech.org.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Tackle your marketing needs with Kessler Creative. Providing direct mail services for more than a decade, Kessler has a wide range of services from small mailers to large banners and signs. Draft Kessler as your first pick to receive the best targeted mail list. Elevate your business and be on the winning team with Kessler Creative. Kessler Creative, results-driven marketing and proud partner of your Jacksonville Jaguars. Brooks Rehabilitation has more than 50 years of experience serving the North Florida community with cutting-edge rehabilitation care, ranging from joint replacements, sports injuries, and balance issues to traumatic brain injuries, spinal cord injuries, and strokes. Their highly trained clinical teams span across their system of care to include inpatient, outpatient, skilled nursing, assisted living and memory care, home health, and adaptive community programs. Learn more at brooksrehab.org. Brooks is proud to be the rehabilitation provider for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jaguars postgame presented by Florida Home AC continues. JP Shadrick with Mike Dempsey and Fred Taylor from the Hyundai Studios at the bank after Jaguars win 26-0 over the Carolina Panthers. Time now for the Kingfish Pest Control defensive play of the game, and we're going to give it to 3 different plays. I don't know if we can do that, but I just changed the rules. I don't know if there are no rules, so I just changed it. Josh Allen's 3 sacks. He had 2 in the first half. The first one tied the Jaguars single-season sack record at 14.5. He had another one to the next possession to have the record by himself, 15.5, and then later in the game, third quarter, added his 3rd sack of the game, and now his 3rd career 3-sack game. And, going into the day, T.J. Watt led the NFL with 17 sacks, and now Josh Allen has 16.5 for the season, just on his tail and not including any of the stats today. So 16.5 for Josh Allen. There you have it. That's the Kingfish Pest Control defensive play of the game. Let the pros tackle the pest in your home by going to kingfishpest.com. That's kingfishpest.com. And Fred, 3-sack day again from Josh Allen. This is... You got to take advantage of these matchups and the opportunities to do that, and the numbers just don't lie.
No, they don't lie. He's going to need those same 3 sacks to carry all that money he's going to get in the offseason. My goodness. He is really turned up this year, man, and just a leader on that defense. All the guys look up to him. He's one of those guys that provides a spark for everybody else around him, and he wants them to meet the challenge each and every week. So, man, he really, really is playing lights out this year.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of things you want to get done this offseason, but I don't think there's a bigger priority than making sure Josh Allen remains in a Jaguar uniform. I mean, even people say, oh, what about Trevor Lawrence's extension? Well, just because he's eligible for one after his 3rd year, I mean, you could do it the following year if you wanted to. I mean, he's not going anywhere. You can't have Josh Allen fully realize his potential as a top 10 pick like he has this year and then let that walk out the door as much as they've been seeking pass rush in recent years.
No, you can't lose him. I don't know what they
There's zero chance. I mean, they'll franchise tag him if they have to.
Yeah, you can't lose him. You have to do all those things. Look what Cincy did with Joe Burrow. They kind of pushed that all the way through and kind of, finally eventually got his deal done. But they'll take care of Trevor when the time is right.
Of course.
I'm pretty sure that'll happen. But when you look at a guy who's leading your defense, each and every week he's doing something spectacular, whether it's landing sacks or simply, creating pressure to have those opposing quarterbacks move around. How many multi-sack games is this year for him? 3, maybe?
Yeah, that's about right.
Something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's a guy you got to have out there, man. He's just gotten better and better as he's continued to, go in his career.
I've got he had a 3-sack game week 1, a 3-sack game week 4, a 2-sack game week 8, 2.5 week 12, and
wow,
and now this a sack and a half in week 13. So he's been putting up some numbers, some big spurts. Let's put it that way, like some big games for him that have added up, and certainly this one qualifies. 3 sacks. Also in this game today, Trayvon Walker. What did you think on the other side for Trayvon?
Trayvon's playing steady. He's doing what Trayvon does. Being Mr. Consistent, being really great in the run game, and then he falls. Not that he falls into a sack. I don't want to make it sound as if he's not out there playing high motor, high effort. He's doing those things that needs to get done. I believe he saw Aiden Hutchinson last night really have a pretty good game versus the Cowboys. So he went out and matched the intensity and did enough to get his team a victory.
You're right. Aiden Hutchinson is your candidate for NFC Defensive Player of the Week after that game last night. Josh Allen will win in the AFC, though. I mean, there may be some performers out there we're just not aware of. If somebody had 2 pick sixes or something, but in a game that you had to win, coming up that big, he certainly is deserving of it.
Josh Allen, 6 tackles, 3 sacks, 4 quarterback hits in the game. Trayvon Walker, 6 tackles, 2 sacks. And that's a pretty good duo in this Jaguars shutout win, 26-0 over the Carolina Panthers. Back with the final stats and much more ahead. It's Jaguars Postgame on the Jaguars Radio Network.
Something happens when you begin to believe. What seems way off in the distance gets closer.
You focus on what needs to get done, and you'll let nothing get in your way.
Next.
All right, Josh. Calais Campbell, your buddy, you passed him today. Best single-season pass rushing output for the Jaguars in franchise history. Can you put into words what that means to you?
I mean, I'm blessed and highly favored by the man above, first and foremost. I got incredible teammates who backed me up this whole season, who witnessed me, really high, really low, stayed with me, continued to be with me, and I continue to be with those guys as well. So, I couldn't have done it by myself. Man, shout out to Trey too. Got 9 sacks of the year so far. Almost getting double digits. So that's a testament of us just keep working and battling with each other. And we still got one more left to go, and we got to keep going.
And just a thought on how important it was for the defense to play the way you did today with the backup quarterback and a lot of backup receivers on the field.
I mean, it started with the preparation that we came in on Monday. If we had backup, if we didn't have the backup, that's the way we had to play. Not relying on anybody, relying on ourselves, relying on each other to handle our business, because we know if the team doesn't score, they don't win. And that was something that we could control. But we all had to believe that again. And we had to find trust, we had to find faith. And it started in practice. Man, we had a talk as a defense, a much needed one. And I think that really sparked, all right, let's get back to what we do. And we came out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We came out Wednesday, thought it was one of the best practices we had all year. Thursday, we followed up with it. Friday, executed the calls. Saturday, clean. And then Sunday, we did all the hard work. Let's go out here and play. That was our mindset coming to the game. And CJ did a heck of a job as well, managing the game. Was tough when we needed him to be. Offensive line held up, did their job. TJ, man, it's Evan. Shout out to Evan too. 8th tight end in NFL history, I believe. I don't know anything else after that, but 100 catches. That's awesome. He's part of history, and he's only going up from here too.
Josh, could you see this moment when you were drafted by the Jaguars to be standing up here today and have the single season, record for sacks in a season? Did you see that? Did you envision something like that, being a leader like this for this franchise?
Yes, sir. Every year, that was one of my goals to do. Last year, was one of my main goals coming into that season, and unfortunately, that didn't happen. So for me, just not to lose faith, get back to what I do best, take care of my body each day, and just be mentally ready to play. And this year has been the best so far. There's still room for me to improve, I believe. I haven't played my best ball, I don't think, because I played, obviously, I don't know how many sacks I got when I got the record. But it's like, looking back at the season, there's still areas where I can improve to get better. So for me, it's just to, get back into the lab after we win the Super Bowl, and just, get better.
Josh, what's it mean to break Calais' record in terms of your relationship with him and how he helps you in this league and everything? What does it mean to you to break his record?
I mean, it's huge. He texted me the other day, go break the record. And that's one thing, man. It's just, records are meant to be broken. I can't wait for somebody to break my record. I had a record in college. They broke that record. You know what I mean? So, and I believe Trey's going to break this record. But for me, man, to be, in the history books, it's a huge, I'm a legacy type of guy. I want to leave a legacy everywhere that I go. And, this is a huge accomplishment for myself, the team, and for my family as well. So, man, I didn't do it by myself, first and foremost. So shout out to everybody who was a part of it.
Same thing, Josh. Congratulations on the record and the victory today. You've been playing very well even through this tough time, this tough patch for the Jaguars. Was your play kind of, I don't want to say inspirational, but leader by example kind of thing? Just say, hey, just follow the lead here, kind of that thing? I mean, was there any kind of a message that you could verbally tell these guys during this rough patch?
You got to play football. At the end of the day, you got to bring the best players need to play their best football. I challenged myself last week, wasn't my best outing. And I think that kind of lit another fire under me that I had to respond. The great ones respond. And this was a great opportunity for us to respond as a team, as a defense, as an individual player myself. So, I went back to the lab, went back to the dark places, and channeled something deep and positively. And, we got the job done.
Josh over here. How much did you training on your own this spring and summer make a difference, you think, going into this season? Just trying something different than your normal routine?
I mean, I think it played a huge part, for me mentally, because I had to, I trained by myself, obviously with other, my coaching staff, but I trained by myself, so I competed against myself. I wanted to see how far can I push myself when there's nobody else cheering for me, when there's nobody else in the field with me. I'm out there by myself. How far can I go? So I really challenged myself every day to get better. I was out there for a purpose, and I stuck to that purpose, stuck to that plan, and I came back to Jacksonville, wanting to succeed. And it was great that I, had the opportunity to stay out there, and that was a great time for me.
As a follow-up, Week 18 showdown against Tennessee, just like last year. Only difference is Tennessee has nothing at stake in the game except trying to spoil your season. How much in that locker room do you guys look forward to having an opportunity like that against such a kind of a bitter division rival?
Mm-hmm. I mean, again, that goes down to the rivalry game. You say they're not playing for anything. I mean, they're playing for a lot. They're playing for pride. They're playing for themselves. They're playing for the checks. They're playing for everything. So for us, you know how rivalry games go. You can be the best team, you can be the worst team, but rivalry games, the energy is going to be high, and so we have to come prepared to play. No lackadaisical movement, no going through the motions. We have to start Monday, know when we're going to play first and foremost, and get ready to prepare every single day. And if we can do that, I can see the same outcome as this. But if we don't, we can get beat easily.
Hey Josh, how much did you guys need today emotionally? Just forget the record and all that other stuff, but just to go out there, play a clean game, and kind of purge all the stuff from the last month. Was it getting a little tense in that locker room?
I could honestly say we just had to fix what we were missing. Like if that makes any sense. Again, it started, the defense can only worry about the defense. Offense can only worry about the offense. Special team is a collection of everybody working together and doing one job. You have to worry about yourself before you worry about others. And once we got that understood, and we went from team, now let's work about individually. When you individually get yourself right, if you feel like you didn't play right or you kind of missed a slow step, work on that step. Get better. Because we can't win a game if you're one step short. Everybody has to be on one court. Everybody has to be in the same mindset. And this week of preparation, man, this was the best week that we've had all year. And to see how we responded to that just gave us, we know what it takes. Like, we played good football before. We practiced really good. We practiced up. We still won a game. We practiced down. Still won a game. And vice versa. But this was by far the best week of preparation that we've had, no matter who we were playing against. And if we can follow up with that and also pick it up just a little bit more to challenge everybody in our locker room, man, we're gonna hit a stride, man. I'm excited for it.
Back to the record real quick. I'm just curious. Number one, you knew when you tied it and when you broke it. Correct me if I'm wrong. And number two, how long have you thought about with Trey doing the Calais celebration at the end?
Like I said earlier, 2 weeks ago, man, I thought about it too much, anticipating it. When you play football, man, it's all about instincts and just being free. And so once you think about it so much, you start getting tense. You start knowing when it's going to come, how is it going to come, what moment is like, what are you going to do? Instead of just going out there and being free, So I allowed myself to stay calm, stay cool. I know my matchup really well. I know how to beat these guys. If I can continue to apply pressure, that it's going to come. And so once I, got the first one, it's like, cool, okay. Once I got the second one, me and Trey already talked about it. Actually, Dylan, shout out to Dylan. Happy birthday, by the way.
It's not
Isn't that your birthday? Oh, they didn't lie to me then. But, shout out to Dylan. Dylan, the one that came up with the idea. So I'm not going to take full credit off of that. But then once I thought about it, I was like, damn, that's a really good idea. I told Trey about it, and Trey was like, I'm going to pitch it to you. I was like, bet. There you go. Record broken.
Josh, getting that record here at home and hearing how much it meant to the fans to see you kind of get that, what did that mean to you?
I mean, it was huge. Again, I'm glad we won the game. It's always better when you win, obviously. So, it means a lot to myself, my family, to this team. I know my teammates are really proud. We got one more game left, and we can we could pile it up a little bit more. But we got to stop the run.
All right, thanks, Josh.
Thank you.
And the Jaguars dominated Carolina in all aspects today. Total yardage 317 to 124. Rushing yardage 155 to 57. Passing net yardage 162 to 67, all in favor of Jacksonville. Third downs. Fred, you mentioned it earlier. Carolina only 1 of 13 on third down in this game. The Jaguars were 7 of 16. The Jags had 16 first downs to the Panthers 7. And penalties 3 for 24 against Carolina, only 1 for 15 yards on a horse collar tackle. And that was it for the Jaguars. 1 turnover, the Carolina interception. Antonio Johnson got another one, and time of possession, 33 minutes and change. Mike, how about some individuals?
C.J. Beathard, 17 of 24, 178 yards. Didn't throw a touchdown, but did not throw a pick or fumble it either. No turnovers, at least. 92 quarterback rating, a passer rating, I should say, was sacked 3 times. Bryce Young on the other side, 19 of 32, only for 112 yards, averaged 3.5 per attempt, which is not good. Had the 1 interception, was sacked 6 times. We'll get to those coming up. But Travis Etienne, 16 carries for 102 yards and a pair of scores, so he averaged 6.4 on the ground. Tank Bigsby chipping in 10 for 32. Chuba Hubbard, 11 for 45 on the other side. Evan Ingram, the leading receiver for either team, 6 catches for 60 yards. Jamal Agnew had the 48-yard grab, 2 for 53 overall, then left with that ankle injury. Calvin Ridley, 4 for 39. Adam Thielen led the way, 6 for 38 for the Carolina Panthers today. Defensively, well, we've talked a lot about Josh Allen. 3 sacks, part of 6 total tackles, 5 of those solos. Had another quarterback hit on top of that for a total of 4. You had Trayvon Walker getting a pair of sacks today as well among his 6 tackles. Roy Robertson Harris getting Young on the ground as well. So, and Antonio Johnson was the one with the interception today. So those are your key stats for your Jags and Panthers.
There you have it. Final stats are in. That leads us into the Jaguars Radio Network Player of the Game voting. I get a vote. Mike gets a vote. Fred gets a vote and a half. You know what, Fred? Happy New Year. Why don't you start us off?
All right, Mike. JP. I'm going to go with Josh Allen, man. Mr. Record Setter, record breaker. 3 sacks, 2 QB hit, 3 QB hits, 3 tackles for loss, resulted in a loss of 21 yards by Carolina, 6 total tackles, defensive leader, all that other stuff we talked about. So, and then the defense pitched the shutout. He was a big reason why. So he gets my vote.
Mike?
Yeah, same, obviously. Even if he didn't set a record today for the single season, I mean, his performance was the most outstanding on the field. Anytime you pitch a shutout, needs to come from the defensive side. He was the guy that led the way the entire day.
We'll go ahead and make it unanimous on Josh Allen. I do want to give some credit to Travis Etienne Jr., though. 62-yard run, 102 total on the day, 16 carries, 2 touchdowns. That's usually a pretty good day in terms of player of the game voting, but when you have a 3-sack day, that kind of trumps it, and a shutout, too.
Yeah, so. And honorable mention to Evan Ingram, just because he crossed 100 receptions for a tight end, which is crazy to me.
So he's only 12 away from tying the league record for tight ends in a single season. 116 is the record, and the Jaguars' record is 116 from Jimmy Smith.
Wow.
So, and if we're giving out honorable mentions, C.J. Beathard needs one too.
Yeah,
just
we can do that. Can we do that, JP?
Coming in and protecting the football.
Absolutely.
You know? Yeah, you make the rules. Can we do that?
We can do that. I think we just did that.
All right.
That just happened.
So Evan needs 12 more.
12 more because he had 2 to get to 100 a day. He had 4 more after that, so 6 total. So he's at 104. The record's 116. Zach Ertz in 2018 for Philly had 116.
It's a lot of checkdowns next week.
So
I'm gonna say he doesn't get that one.
That'd be a tough one.
Yeah, we don't want him to get that one. We prefer to, run the ball and
explosives.
Right, a little balance next week.
Josh Allen, though, is today's Jaguars Radio Network Player of the Game. 6 tackles, 3 sacks, and now the franchise single-season record with 16.5 and counting. We'll see what happens next week in Nashville. If you're looking for the MVP of the truck game, look no further than Ford F-150, loaded with impressive capabilities and designed to dominate work, play, and everything in between. This truck makes tough look easy. Your local Ford dealer, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Baptist Health Injury Report when we return. It's Jaguars Postgame on Jaguars Radio.
Maximize your energy savings with a new energy-efficient heating and cooling system from Florida Home Air Conditioning today. Get up to $1,750 back and a free Nest thermostat when Florida Home buys back your old inefficient HVAC system. Expert technicians and flexible payment options are great reasons to call Florida Home today. Florida Home Air Conditioning, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit FloridaHomeAC.com for details, terms, and conditions.
License number CMC 1250399, CFC 1430664, EC 130-08557.
FloridaHomeAC.com.
Who will your child grow up to be? Well, that depends on all of us. That's why, along with our groundbreaking medical care, Nemours Children's Health supports programs that address issues like food insecurity and the resources essential to learning. It's all part of creating a healthier future for all children. So, they can grow up to be whoever they want to be. Nemours Children's Health, well beyond medicine.
Calling all Jags fans, is your little one ready to become a junior Jaguar? Now through January 2nd, MyGate rewards loyalty members who buy 2 20-ounce Coca-Cola participating products will be entered to win one of 10 behind-the-scenes experiences at Everbank Stadium for your child. Plus, you'll earn a 10-cent rollback at the pump, a win every time. Fuel your child's dreams, your car, and your passion for the Jags with Gate, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Restaurant Orsay is a bustling French-American bistro focusing on classic French techniques with their chefs incorporating a traditional Southern influence. Celebrate life's special moments or just relax and enjoy their daily happy hour, weekend brunch, and nightcap on Friday and Saturdays from 10 until midnight. Restaurant Orsay, located in historic Avondale, 3630 Park Street. Visit www.restaurantorsay.com.
Don't make a bad call when it comes to servicing your home. Cooling off with a baby pool in the house to fix your air conditioning problem is a bad call. Trying to catch a wave in a flooded bathroom is a bad call. Using a burning electrical panel to make s'mores is a bad call. The next time something goes wrong, make a good call to Donovan.
Whether you need air, electric, or plumbing service, Donovan is always a good call. It's why we've been trusted by our customers for almost 40 years and why you can trust us to deliver fast, reliable service to your home. Donovan, always a good call.
Visit DonovanAC.com today.
Everyone circle up. I know it looks rough out there. Sure, we're down 24-6, but we came here to play differently. We need a game changer. Something like Ring Central, the business phone system that's more than a phone. I want you to communicate like you can talk to anyone, anywhere, all from the same app. Now get out there and play like you're using Ring Central.
Ring Central. Simpler communications.
Jaguars postgame presented by Florida Home AC continues. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Fred Taylor from the Hyundai Studios. The injury report presented by Baptist Health and the Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute, the official sports medicine provider of the Jags. Jamal Agnew, punt returner, kick returner, and wide receiver with an ankle injury late in the second quarter, was ruled out of the game. We'll see that. That was on the long catch and run. Just kind of twisted up there, and we'll see his status moving ahead. The number one priority, though, this week is the quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, AC joint sprain. We'll see what happens in the practice reports each day this week, and if he can get back out there and face the Titans this Sunday, or we don't even know if it's Saturday or Sunday yet. They haven't announced the date. They'll do that a little later tonight. But, hey, a win, and the Jaguars are in. So, Trevor Lawrence, let's see if he's ready to roll, Fred.
Yeah, they're facing a team that's 5-11 that's having some QB issues with Levis, on the injury report again, I believe, and the old quarterback
Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, someone who's tricky, but he's a veteran. He's been out there. Again, Jacksonville will handle their business, do whatever they got to do this week in the training room to get healthy. Watch tape religiously to make sure they ensure a mistake-free, sound-free type game. And that was a bad call. I think that horse collar, it shouldn't even been a penalty. So they played an outstanding, disciplined game today, and they're going to need that type of effort again next week in Nashville.
Yeah, Tennessee's going to – this is their season. They're going to try to do the exact same thing the Jags did last year, with the difference being they don't get to claim the division title if they win, but they're certainly going to want to send the Jags home without the division title as well. But, I mean, just anemic on offense today. And honestly, I'd rather face Will Levis. It's a shame he got hurt, and hopefully he'll be able to start next week. I mean, other than his debut where he threw 4 touchdowns, he really hasn't been that good this year. I'd be more concerned with Tannehill putting together, a game plan as a veteran that kind of just make some key third down conversions, things like that. But, look, it's all out there for you, and I just like what we're hearing out of these players now. I think the burden is off them. The losing streak is over with, and they've got no excuses. They know what they have to do. Just go win a football game, and you're back-to-back division champs for the first time in this franchise since the 90s.
That would be good.
That would be really good. That is the injury report presented by Baptist Health. We'll come back with our final thoughts after a Jags win 26-0 over the Carolina Panthers. And this is Jaguars Postgame on the Jaguars Radio Network.
The Jaguars bring performance, strength, and passion to every single play. And you'll find the same when you bank with EverBank. You've worked hard for your money. So if you're ready to up your financial game, it's time to choose EverBank. EverBank, advantage you. Member FDIC and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Earn your advantage at everbank.com/Jaguars.
For us, treating cancer is personal. We're Baptist MD Anderson Cancer Center, and we know that every patient is unique. So you'll have a plan created by world-renowned doctors and tailored to your needs. And everyone here will support you every step of the way, so you're physically, emotionally, and spiritually strong for the journey. Don't face cancer with anything less than the team at Baptist MD Anderson. Locations in downtown, Baptist South, and Clay. Visit BaptistMDAnderson.com.
Hear that? That's the sound of the 2023 Chevy Silverado's 2.7-liter high-output turbo engine, delivering 430 pounds per foot of torque with no compromised durability. Impressive power, whether you're helping friends move or just moving some friends.
Thanks!
This is the sound of a family with plenty of rear seat room to enjoy the ride. And most importantly, this is the sound of you heading to your local Chevy dealer today for a test drive. Find your Silverado and find new roads. Chevrolet.
And we're back with the action. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. With an irresistible taste and zero sugar, Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any sports fan. So make sure you... Wait, Jim, I didn't mean try it right now. We're still on the air.
Best Coke ever? Take a taste, Jen.
Really?
No, not right now, Jen. We got a game to call.
Welcome back. Jaguars postgame presented by Florida Home AC. Call Florida Home AC today, official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Final score 26-0. Jags over the Panthers. And the 50-50 raffle is presented by the Duval Motor Company. And somebody will be very happy on this New Year's Eve. Total jackpot tonight, $34,129. The prize, $17,065. The winning number, 580-422-03243. Good luck and Happy New Year to whoever won that tonight. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Fred Taylor, final moments here. And Fred, yes, we mentioned it earlier, but yet again, congratulations on getting to the next round, the finalist round, the top 15 for the modern era candidates in the Pro Football Hall of Fame class of 2024. And now the next step is to get you in that room and talked about. I know you're excited about all that coming up.
Yeah, I am. I think the fans are probably more excited than I've been or shown. But, I understand it's a collective effort for everyone. And the things I've been hearing from, the people inside this building, the media people, you guys, others in other media markets that are willing to get behind, this effort to try and push me through, man. I'm extremely appreciative, but it also goes to show you, what comes back if you treat people certain types of ways. Now, I believe you can be a Hall of Famer on the field, but how you display yourself with others naturally, organically, none of that fake stuff, but just being yourself, always being willing to show love. People will go to bat for you and fight for you. So, again, man, I'm thankful. Step closer, see what you guys can uncover to make me look pretty in front of the selectors, man, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to add. You're obviously deserving. You've been deserving, though, since your career ended. So, hopefully it won't be like, it was with Tony, where it took him a few tries to get to that level. I mean, you're there now. You're deserving of it. There are no other running backs on the ballot, so let's go.
That's a good thing.
Yes, it is a good thing. Next week, we don't know the time or the date yet. The league will announce that later today. Saturday or Sunday, whatever time it is, the Jaguars will face the Titans in Nashville for the season finale, and a win would secure the division title for the Jaguars. It's as clear-cut as that, Fred.
Yep.
Let's not worry about all the rest right now.
No, you can't worry about that. What they got to worry about is just going out and playing sound and discipline, especially on defense. They're going to throw the kitchen sink at the offense, but the defense has to be ready for the gadget plays, the trickery. Coach Vrabel, Mike, he's a guy who's aggressive, and now he's at a point where, I mean, win or lose, nothing. It have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Either way. So I think they're going to try a whole lot of different stuff, some stuff we haven't seen, stuff that they've practiced throughout the course of the year. This is the best week to pull it all out. And on the flip side, from a defensive standpoint, I think they're just going to blitz the quarterback. They're just going to try to way to disrupt, create turnover opportunities, and give themselves good field position. So they got to be ready for everything. The Jags do.
Yeah.
Going to send 53 pamphlets to visit Cancun to the locker room this week. See if that can get them. Maybe let that mind drift a little bit for the Titans. Right?
That would be nice.
Come on now.
That would be nice.
Love
or
it.
you can just send 53 rolls of toilet tissue. I'm out of here.
All right, Fred.
Happy New
Good
Year.
night.
He's
Happy
a Hall
New
of Famer,
Year.
ladies and gentlemen, or will be one day.
That's Friday the Jaguars running back, Fred Taylor. That's Mike Dempsey. I'm JP Shadrick. For those that are on flagship station 1010XL in Jacksonville, stick around. The Scoreboard Show is next. Bucky Brooks joining us. We'll get your calls as well. After a Jaguars win 26-0 over the Carolina Panthers. That's the final score in Week 17 on the Jaguars Radio Network.
Welcome to the Jaguars Scoreboard Show. This is your chance, Jaguars fans, to sound off about today's game. Now, waiting to hear from you, here are Mike Dempsey, Bucky Brooks, and JP Shadrick.
Scoreboard.
Oh, it's been long overdue. Scoreboard!
26-0. Jaguars over the Panthers. JP Shadrick with Mike Dempsey, and a shutout victory to get the Jags back on track. Unfortunately, the other two teams, the Texans and the Colts, won today as well. So all three teams now 9-7. And it comes down to next week. If the Jaguars win in Nashville against the Titans, they will win the AFC South. If not, they won't. And then they're waiting for wild card seeding.
Yeah, they might still make the postseason, but let's just win. And honestly, there's still a path to the 3 seed. In the AFC. If Kansas City were to lose to Cincinnati today, that would be up in the air going into next week. But I mean, division title is plenty in my book. Is it the win total we all had hoped for, projected this season? Well, they matched last year's. I think all of us were expecting they'd jump that up to maybe 11-12, something like that. But in the end, if you win the division, you get to host a home playoff game, then see where the chips fall. Any team that has a losing streak of 4 games that late in the season, if you can accomplish that. By the way, only 3 teams in league history had ever gone 0 for December and made the playoffs. Now, the Jags didn't go 0 for December, so that would have put them on the brink, obviously. But, yeah, over 70% likelihood to make it to the postseason. But easiest thing to do, just go in there, punch Tennessee in the mouth right from the get-go. They only scored 3 points today. Didn't look all that interested in competing. I do think they're going to try to spoil the season. There'll be some of that, but how long does that last if you're down 10 points in the middle of the first quarter and your quarterback's getting his head knocked in? So I'm with Fred. Let's send the house, and whoever they've got playing quarterback next week, let's get after him.
355-NFL-1, the number 355-6351. The phone lines are open. Bucky Brooks will join us when we come back after a Jaguars win. It's 26-0. Jaguars over the Panthers, and this is the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
As the official ticket marketplace of the Jacksonville Jaguars and the NFL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game. Whether you're cheering on the Jaguars at home or away, Ticketmaster has you covered. With Ticketmaster's interactive seat map, you'll get a 360-degree preview of your seat, so you can make sure you've got the best view of those pivotal plays. Plus, the Ticketmaster app makes it easy to sell or transfer tickets if your plans change. And mobile tickets make getting in on game day a breeze. Find tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Jaguars. That's Ticketmaster.com/Jaguars.
Headquartered in Jacksonville, Florida, CSI Companies partners with leading organizations across the country to deliver workforce solutions. As a proud sponsor of your Jacksonville Jaguars, CSI crafts personalized operations to fuel the success of businesses, both big and small. Whether it's finding the right talent for a job or seamlessly managing a project from start to finish, CSI has over 3 decades of experience in getting the job done. This is your Workforce Solutions Reimagined. Visit CSICompanies.com.
Touchdown at Jaguars away games when you fly nonstop from Jacksonville International Airport. Join the Jaguars in New Orleans and Pittsburgh. Watch them win in Houston and Nashville. All the other Jaguars games are just one short connection away. And if airport parking has you stressed, be sure to visit the Jax Airport website before traveling to the terminal. On it, you'll find information about the status of on-airport parking in real time. See if your favorite areas are available or if you need to call an audible. Visit flyjax.com for more information.
Frank Frangie here. When you want barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's Pit Barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at Everbank Stadium because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Over 70 years of authentic Southern Pit Barbecue. We are the local barbecue joint in BBQval for generations of people in Jacksonville. Go to bonosbarbq.com to learn more or call 904-880-8310 today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Restaurant Orsay is a bustling French-American bistro focusing on classic French techniques with their chefs incorporating a traditional Southern influence. Celebrate life's special moments or just relax and enjoy their daily happy hour, weekend brunch, and nightcap on Friday and Saturdays from 10 until midnight. Restaurant Orsay, located in historic Avondale, 3630 Park Street. Visit www.restaurantorsay.com. Brooks Rehabilitation has more than 50 years of experience serving the North Florida community with cutting-edge rehabilitation care, ranging from joint replacements, sports injuries, and balance issues to traumatic brain injuries, spinal cord injuries, and strokes. Their highly trained clinical teams span across their system of care to include inpatient, outpatient, skilled nursing, assisted living and memory care, home health, and adaptive community programs. Learn more at brooksrehab.org. Brooks is proud to be the rehabilitation provider for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Scoreboard Show continues. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Bucky Brooks joining us in the Hyundai Studios now after a Jaguars win. Your calls coming up, 355-NFL-1, 355-6351. That's a happier scene on the sideline than last week. I'll say that, Bucky, I'm sure.
Yeah, much happier scene. A lot of energy. Guys are really excited. It's amazing what a win can do. It doesn't matter who you get it against. When you've lost 4 in a row, you just desperately want to get on the other side. And, you know, what was funny was just the energy on the sideline of just playing well, just playing a really good game. You could just tell that they were excited to kind of see some of the practice efforts translate into game performance.
Did you notice that? Did you sense that before the game kicked off that it was different this week, or did that kind of kick in as they were having success on the field?
It kicked in as they were having success. I think anytime you lose, you begin to lose a little confidence, and when you lose 4 in a row, you don't have a lot of confidence coming into the game. And so early in the game, we talked about how they needed something good to happen. Being able to slowly and methodically go up 6-0, 9-0, that gave them a little confidence. And then as they began to kind of feel, I would say, like the Panthers' punching power or lack thereof, that's when they kind of settled in and felt like it was funny, though, for a moment when Bryce Young gets hurt. And on the sideline, the D-line of those guys are like, hey, man, Andy Dalton may be about to come in. Like, this is a different ball game with him. And so they were trying to gear up for maybe a different experience, maybe a better experience offensively from the Panthers if he went in.
Along those lines, get well soon, Will Levis. I mean, as soon as he went out, I'm like, man, come on now, get right back in there, because wouldn't you much rather face him next week? Right?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, just with a veteran, it just makes you more nervous because Tannehill has played in this league. He was a comeback player of the year. He's been a Pro Bowl player, like all those other things. So it's just a matter of doing that. But at the end of the day, they are what they are. And when you don't have much to play for and it's cold, you know, if you give them a reason early to, hey, man, let's go ahead and pack this up. I don't want to get hurt and rehab in the offseason. Let's go ahead and get out of here.
Go ahead and catch this afternoon flight on the next day and get on home. 355-NFL-1, the number, 355-6351. What you got, Mike?
Don on the north side, first up today on the Scoreboard Show. What's up, Don?
Hey, fellas, how we doing?
We're doing well. How are you?
Hey, great. I went to the game. I speak to you guys weekly and everything else like that. I said that I wouldn't go to it. I did get this as a Christmas present. It was a great Christmas present. It turned out great and everything else. I know that a little bit with a debate when I was talking about Trevor as far as all the other stuff, and I'm not going to just put it on that he's not capable. All I'm saying is C.J. Beathard came in with the winning percentage. He came in with a winning thing. I get it. It's the Panthers. I get it that he didn't throw a touchdown pass, but he didn't turn the ball over. He didn't lose the team in the game. And I'm just appreciative for that. So as we transition on to the new year, let's beat the Titans. Let's go Jaguars. I mean, I've got stuff that I'm going to post up on there, man. I was leading the whole 215 and 218 section on everything. So excuse me if my voice is a little bit strained. But, hey, go Jaguars. I'm happy for the win, and I think that we should continue. Let's do it one more week. Let Trevor rest and everybody else that needs to do, and let's go get these wins in the playoffs.
All right. Thanks for the call. Mike can't stand himself.
Come on, man. Trevor Lawrence is the quarterback of this football team. The second he's healthy enough to play, he's playing. They're not going to let him, quote, rest. I mean, if it's injury and he can't play, that's a different story. Yeah. They're not going to let him rest to hope that C.J. Beathard goes and wins the division title on the road. It's not happening.
Like, this was not a rest week. This was because he can't throw the football week.
Yes.
Like, that's what this was.
I mean, I agree with you guys, but I hear, like, what happens to the naked eye. What you see is C.J. Beathard came in and didn't turn the ball over. I think the greater lesson in that is, did Trevor see it from the side? Like, hey, man, we just take care of the football. Don't mess it up. Just make the plays that are there to be made. Maybe that's it. Like, JP, I'm just saying, like, maybe that's what the people are saying. I'm just responding to the people.
I heard him, too. Yeah,
exasperated.
Yeah, is there any question in your mind, Bucky, that Trevor Lawrence is going to be the quarterback the second he can play?
Oh, as soon as he comes back, he's ready to play.
There we go.
Thank you.
Like, as soon as he comes back. I heard Fred T. refer to CJ as the 29-year-old quarterback that moves around like he's 39.
Yes, he does.
he has a tough time. Every time he gets hit, he kind of lays there and winces. And when I saw Matt Barkley go in the game, I was like, oh, boy. Like,
hey, don't get me wrong. I'm happy for the performance. He did exactly what he needed to do.
And they kind of needed that, right? So what happens when you play the backup quarterback? Like, everybody, all hands on deck, heightened sense of awareness, game plan is simplified because you want to protect the quarterback and those things. And they executed a plan that was simple to make sure the quarterback was effective. And what they did is it allowed them to play a little conservative style that helped them get a win. But now they're going to have to expand it because you're not going to be able to beat Tennessee just kind of doing what they did today.
That's it at the moment.
Okay, we'll come back. Hey, phone lines are open. That's what that means.
Yeah.
355-NFL-1 is the number, Bucky.
Party.
355-6351. After Jags win 26-0 over the Panthers, this is the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
Facing cancer takes a lot of determination, strength, and support. And you'll get it all at Baptist MD Anderson Cancer Center. Determination from world-renowned doctors, giving you specialized treatment with cutting-edge technology and research. Strength and support from a dedicated team, caring for you completely, during and after treatment. Don't face cancer with anything less than the team at Baptist MD Anderson. Appointments available at baptistmdanderson.com.
Hey Jaguars fans, are you tired of being late to the game because you're stuck in traffic looking for a parking space? Well, join the thousands of other Jags fans who already know the smartest way to get to Everbank Field is on JTA's Game Day Express. Shuttles run from 5 locations around Jacksonville. Passes start at $10 and are available exclusively on the MyJTA mobile app. Visit JTAFLA.com for full details. The JTA Game Day Express, where you're winning before the game even starts. Your Game Day Express is sponsored by the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens.
Frank Frangie here. When you want barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's Pit Barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at Everbank Stadium because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Over 70 years of authentic Southern Pit Barbecue. We are the local barbecue joint in BBQval for generations of people in Jacksonville. Go to bonosbarbecue.com to learn more or call 904-880-8310 today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The game may be over, but the excitement is just beginning. The Jaguars played a great game, and J-Tech is proud to be part of a community that supports our team. But before we go, let's take a moment to talk about an important part of our community, tradesmen and women. J-Tech believes that everyone deserves the opportunity to learn valuable skills and build a successful career. They're proud to support the Jaguars and our community by offering high-quality trades education. Learn more at jtech.org.
Oh, the holidays. Sitting around the house, sharing stories and relaxing with family. There's nothing like the holidays. Don't ruin your holiday season with a septic emergency. Plan ahead and get your septic tank pumped out now. Duck Duck Rooter Septic Services can be there this week. Go ahead, give Duck Duck Rooter a call and relax.
When you're stuck, call the duck. DuckDuckRooter.com.
The Jaguars Scoreboard Show. Scoreboard Show continues right now.
Welcome back. Phone lines open on this New Year's Eve, 355-NFL-1. The number 355-6351. The Scoreboard Show continues. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Bucky Brooks from the Hyundai Studios at Everbank Stadium after a 26-0 win for the Jags over the Panthers. And a lot to get to here. Snapping a 4-game skid. All the important teams in the AFC South won today, so all teams 9-7. Some good individual performances today. Bucky, Travis Etienne, 16 carries, 102, including a 62-yard touchdown run. Obviously, Josh Allen puts together 6 tackles and 3 sacks. He has a single-season sack record, and at least going into the day, this would put him half sack off the pace for the league lead, depending on what T.J. Watt does today. He had 17 coming in, so some good individual outings there. Evan Ingram goes over 100 catches, and he'll need 12 catches to tie Zach Ertz for the all-time tight end single-season record next week.
That's a lot of catches.
That's a lot of catches.
That's a lot of catches. That's a lot of catches. I mean, that's fantasy football players over. Today was the last one.
Today's generally the championship.
So
week in season-long leagues.
Okay, so we don't need anything fantasy-wise from Evan Ingram just to.
There's plenty of people. You played daily fantasy on a weekly basis, so there'll be plenty of people Look, he asked. What do you want?
Yeah, I just like Evan Ingram. Like you talk about that. That's a lot of catches. No, it was great day individual performances. You talk about Josh Allen being able to set the sack record. Etienne going over 100 yards. How about Trayvon Walker?
Yes,
like getting another sack. Like so much criticism.
2 sacks.
Yeah, so much criticism on him last year as the number 1 overall pick, and lo and behold, he's right there knocking on double-digit sacks for the season. And so that'll be a great jump from 1 year to the second year. So overall, yeah, a lot of people played well.
A lot of people played well. The quarterback stepped in there and managed it, I'd say, in this performance today. You know, they got 29, 29 carries by running backs in the game. The magic number from Doug Peterson pregame was 30.
It was funny because there was a time where I thought 40 was going to be the magic number. How many runs did C.J. Beathard have? He tried to add to it.
To do a 3.
Maybe he got the memo, but he has to learn how to get down. He's an awkward runner. He has to learn how to get down. Every time he runs, he looks like he's about to get hit or hurt or anything.
I think he did twice.
Yeah,
actually.
but 29 carries by the running backs. That's a great day. The magic number I thought was going to be 35 in terms of rushing attempts. They wanted to try and kind of pound it, control the game. And even though it wasn't successful for the first half, second half they started to make some hay and started to see some big runs.
How'd you think Cam Robinson did today?
You know, I think the best thing about Cam Robinson is just the energy that he brings. You talk about someone who is engaged. He is engaged with the game. He's engaged with the teammates. He's always supporting them, like offense and defense. He just brings about an energy that had been lacking on the bench. And then in terms of his toughness, he's one of the guys that is kind of like a tough guy on that offensive line. So he doesn't mind mixing it up, scrapping it up. And what that does, it just makes the team feeds off of that. They play a little tougher when he's around.
We saw that at the end today. He got in the scrap with Brown, and Brown got his helmet off, and Cam was like, you know what? I'm not the only one without a helmet here, bud. Would not let go.
He didn't.
Would not let go.
I like they threw it down to the other end. I kind of love that part of seeing him mix it up. And it's not college, so you get kicked out, but you can come back next
That's
week.
right.
So it was okay. And then, you know, maybe because I just watched the wrestling movie Iron Claw. And so maybe when Cam was going up in the tunnel, kind of blowing kisses like he was ravishing Rick Rude and all those other guys, like I kind of dug that. Like we need like we can be Jay Villain. We need some of that, some of that edginess. We needed some of that.
Yeah, well, he's the guy that brings that, and just be a little bit careful when you got a hold of another guy's helmet in the scrum right there, and
throw it down the field, throw it in the end zone like he tossed. I saw it go rolling.
In the game, no problem, right? But just be locked and loaded just like that next week. No Jeffrey Simmons either, which helps. This Jags O-line
right.
Next week he's on IR.
Yeah,
so
that does help. That does help. We'll see. I mean, it'll be the maybe the Derrick Henry finale, the end of a thing.
You would think they're gonna try to force feed, right?
Maybe.
It's probably his last game in a Titans
Probably
uniform.
a video tribute and all kinds of other
I'm sure
stuff.
there will be.
Yuli's on.
A lot of highlights against this very franchise.
Yuli's on. So let's try and not make sure that he doesn't have a big game. But they should feel good coming off of this win, getting more people back. Should be fun to see.
Let's come back. Phone lines are open, 355-NFL-1, the number 355-6351. On this New Year's Eve after a Jaguars win over the Carolina Panthers, 26-0, the final. This is the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
If you're facing cancer, you want a dedicated team working for you. At Baptist MD Anderson Cancer Center, we only focus on cancer. And we partner with one of the largest cancer centers in the world. So you'll have a specialized treatment plan created by our experienced and highly trained oncologists and surgeons, collaborating with one of the country's leading cancer centers. Best of all, we're in North Florida with locations in downtown, Baptist South, and Clay. Appointments at baptistmdanderson.com.
Calling all Jags fans. Is your little one ready to become a junior Jaguar? Now through January 2nd, MyGate rewards loyalty members who buy 2 20-ounce Coca-Cola participating products will be entered to win one of 10 behind-the-scenes experiences at Everbank Stadium for your child. Plus, you'll earn a 10-cent rollback at the pump, a win every time. Fuel your child's dreams, your car, and your passion for the Jags with Gate, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Touchdown at Jaguars away games when you fly nonstop from Jacksonville International Airport. Join the Jaguars in New Orleans and Pittsburgh. Watch them win in Houston and Nashville. All the other Jaguars games are just one short connection away. And if airport parking has you stressed, be sure to visit the Jax Airport website before traveling to the terminal. On it, you'll find information about the status of on-airport parking in real time. See if your favorite areas are available or if you need to call an audible. Visit flyjax.com for more information.
Hey, Jaguars fans, are you tired of being late to the game because you're stuck in traffic looking for a parking space? Well, join the thousands of other Jags fans who already know the smartest way to get to Everbank Field is on JTA's Game Day Express. Shuttles run from 5 locations around Jacksonville. Passes start at $10 and are available exclusively on the MyJTA mobile app. Visit JTAFLA.com for full details. The JTA Game Day Express, where you're winning before the game even starts. Your Game Day Express is sponsored by the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens.
Headquartered in Jacksonville, Florida, CSI Companies partners with leading organizations across the country to deliver workforce solutions. As a proud sponsor of your Jacksonville Jaguars, CSI crafts personalized operations to fuel the success of businesses, both big and small. Whether it's finding the right talent for a job or seamlessly managing a project from start to finish, CSI has over 3 decades of experience in getting the job done. This is your Workforce Solutions Reimagined. Visit CSICompanies.com.
As the official ticket marketplace of the Jacksonville Jaguars and the NFL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game. Whether you're cheering on the Jaguars at home or away, Ticketmaster has you covered. With Ticketmaster's interactive seat map, you'll get a 360-degree preview of your seat so you can make sure you've got the best view of those pivotal plays. Plus, the Ticketmaster app makes it easy to sell or transfer tickets if your plans change. And mobile tickets make getting in on game day a breeze. Find tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Jaguars. That's Ticketmaster.com/Jaguars.
The Jaguars Scoreboard Show. Scoreboard Show continues right now.
We're back. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Bucky Brooks from the Hyundai Studios at the bank after a Jaguars 26-0 win over the Carolina Panthers on New Year's Eve. 355-NFL-1, the number, 355-6351. And it all comes down to next week when the Jaguars visit Nashville and Nissan Stadium to face the Tennessee Titans. A win secures the AFC South for the Jaguars. A loss, they are out of the division race, and they're hoping for wild card stuff after that. There's a lot to figure out between now and then, though, starting most notably, Bucky, with the quarterback position and the health of Trevor Lawrence and that AC joint sprain in his throwing shoulder. Mm-hmm. You know, we don't know the grade of it. They haven't really detailed a lot of how bad it is and all that stuff, but, you know, hey, this is a got-to-have-it game, so if he's healthy, he'll be out there and playing.
Yeah, if he's healthy, he'll try and play. But I'll tell you, having done my AC joint a few different times, it hurts like the dickens when you try and throw. And the fact that it's on his throwing arm, it could have some impact into the postseason. So you want to be careful if you're Doug Peterson because you don't want to put him out there compromised. But you also know that if this team sees C.J. Beathard, they're going to play a lot differently than they will play when they have Trevor Lawrence in the center. Yeah, no doubt. Don't want to give him anything to get excited about. You know, it's the Tennessee Titans. So hopefully Trevor's at least available. You know, I figure Doug Peterson will probably be the same way, though. Either we're all in on Trevor or we're all in on CJ. I don't think it'll be a case where let's put Trevor out there and let's see if he can go. You're either going to be confident that he can make it through a 60-minute game because you're going to have to turn right around and play the very next week if you're fortunate enough to advance. And I just hope that they really treat this thing like this is do or die. Like it basically is, but there are outs. You know, if they lose, there are still outs that the Jags can make it in the postseason. They just need to come the way the 2022 team finished, you know, knowing that this is it. We're just going to put it all out there. Us, you, who's better, we win, we're the division champs. And again, it's something that they haven't done since the 1990s to go back-to-back. I think it's meaningful for them. The first time they've had back-to-back winning seasons, since 04-05? So
That in itself is an accomplishment, but at the same time, it's pretty depressing, to think that it's been that long. But hopefully this is the start of many in a row.
But, Bucky, I liked your question to Doug after the game about that part. And, yeah, you want to kind of set the standard and erase a lot of that past history. And this is how we have a certain standard of how they want to play here year to year.
Yeah, it's really important that all those things are celebrated. Like you articulate them, but then they're celebrated when your team kind of surpasses those milestones. You talked about these guys like coming off all the losses and just hanging on anything, looking for anything that they can build off of so they can have enough confidence to think that, okay, the next week we can get it done if we do it like the previous week. Some of that came into play. We heard players talk about that. Dewey talked about, hey, man, it's a little like basketball. Sometimes you just got to see the ball go in the hoop, and then it kind of leads to a run. So maybe, just maybe, this team is ready to go on a run.
That would be nice. A run would be nice.
Just win next week. One at a time, baby. Fred was talking about another 5-game winning streak. We need a 6-game winning streak is what we need. Now, I'm saying if we're going to get 5, we got to forget that last one.
Just go ahead and get all that last one.
Let's get a 2-game winning streak right now. That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Let's not forget how great it was to host a game here in the postseason last year. I mean, it was one of the most memorable games, arguably the most memorable for a lot of people of a certain generation in the history of the franchise. So got to get that opportunity before you can do it again.
Some other games today in this 1 o'clock window. The Houston Texans over the Tennessee Titans today, 26-3. C.J. Stroud was 24-32 passing in his return from a couple weeks away with a concussion, 213 yards through the air, a touchdown. Singletary had 80 yards rushing on 16 carries in the game. They had a defensive touchdown from Sheldon Rankins, 13 yards. Kaimi Fairbairn hit 4 field goals, including a 51-yarder, and the Texans did their business today. So they're right there in the mix, certainly, in this race. They will face the Colts next week, and Indianapolis handled their business today as well. The Colts against the Raiders, 23-20. Indy a winner there. Gardner Minshew, 15-23, 224, a touchdown. Jonathan Taylor, 21 carries, 96 yards, and the first touchdown of the game. And they held off the Raiders late in this game. The Raiders had a touchdown with 43 seconds to go to Devontae Adams to cut it down to 23-20, but Colts get it done. It's 9-7, so 3 different 9-7 teams in this division.
Crazy.
And then, so here's the scenario. Obviously, for the Jaguars win and they win the division. If they lose, then it comes down to the loser of that game would be behind the Jaguars. If they tie, then the Jaguars would be behind both of them.
Right. Cleveland's already got a spot.
Win if you lose. If the Jags lose, you can't have a tie.
Correct.
Right.
Right. Obviously, who cares what they do?
That's
The
right.
Jets
You do whatever
win.
you want.
That's not under the assumption that you're talking about scenarios if they are needing to chase a wild card. I mean, Cincinnati losing today would be helpful. I mean, there's still an outside shot. You can get the 3 seed with a win and 2 Kansas City losses, but I'd feel better with the Bengals taking on some water right now because they have the head-to-head tiebreaker. Pittsburgh losing to Seattle today would be nice. You have the head-to-head tiebreaker over them. Buffalo, dangerous hit. Buffalo and Miami. That's for the division title next week. So one of them is in good position to get in as a wild card as well. Of course, if you tie with the Bills, I don't know if you can tie with the right. They came in with 9, I think, today. I want to say. So do they get to 10 today? So you're not going to be able to tie the Bills.
Correct. No, they're 10-6.
So one of those teams is getting a wild card spot, right? And
Cleveland's getting another.
Although so Buffalo's 10-6 right now. All right. Well, it doesn't matter then because if you win in the division, then you're not in the wild card conversation. So Cleveland and one of the AFC East teams is getting a wild card spot. You don't want to be fighting for the last wild card spot with several other teams.
No.
Leaving it in somebody else's hands.
Do not want to do that. We'll come back in a moment. One final segment. After Jaguars win 26-0, if you didn't get in here and you want to get in, the 5th quarter is coming up in about 10 minutes' time or so. This is the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
For us, treating cancer is personal. We're Baptist MD Anderson Cancer Center, and we know that every patient is unique. So you'll have a plan created by world-renowned doctors and tailored to your needs. And everyone here will support you every step of the way, so you're physically, emotionally, and spiritually strong for the journey. Don't face cancer with anything less than the team at Baptist MD Anderson. Locations in downtown, Baptist South, and Clay. Visit BaptistMDAnderson.com.
Hey Florida, this is Luke Fortner, center for the Jacksonville Jaguars. We all know the rush of a good game, but there's no winning with aggressive driving on our roads. It's all about strategy and control. Embrace the space with the driver in front of you, go the speed limit, and use that blinker. These are the moves that make us all champions of the road. Target Zero is our game plan for safer roads and is a testament to our teamwork and dedication. Join me and let's get everyone home safely every single day.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. It's getting chilly outside, but you can enjoy the outside inside with a new glass lanai from Lifetime Enclosures. Or look ahead and get that backyard ready for spring with a new screened-in enclosure. And for the time being, you can stop into Lifetime Flooring to enter to win $20,000 in free flooring during the Score Free Floors promotion. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway and proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
When it comes to water, choose our team, the winning team. Choose CGC Water Treatment. CGC Water Treatment works, and it works for DG too, former Jags QB, David Garrard.
If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Discover the Kinetico difference.
Call CGC Water Treatment at 844-CGC-JAGS or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Kinetico dealers.
Hi, this is Jeff Norman.
And I'm Mike Jones.
And we are the owners of Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services. We want to wish you all a Merry Christmas this holiday season.
And to say thank you to our amazing employees for their hard work this year.
And most of all, we want to thank you, our wonderful customers. Without you, we would not become one of the fastest growing plumbing and septic companies in Florida.
Should you have a plumbing or septic emergency this holiday season, please give us a call.
From our family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Want to be up close and personal with the Jaguars as they take the field? Here's your chance to be in the shadows, outside the Jaguars locker room, now called the Vault. Enter today at jaguars.com/shadows. One winner and guest for every home game at Everbank Stadium. No purchase to enter or win, must be 18 or older and a legal resident of Florida or Georgia. Promotion period 9/5/23 through 12/15/23. For official rules and complete details, visit jaguars.com/shadows. Sponsored by Jacksonville Jaguars, LLC.
The Jaguars Scoreboard Show. Scoreboard Show continues right now.
Welcome back. Final moments of this Scoreboard Show on New Year's Eve. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, and Bucky Brooks from the Hyundai Studios at Everbank Stadium. If you didn't get in here, you can get in on the fifth quarter coming up in just a few minutes. And all right, so a win, and the Jaguars will win the AFC South next week in Nashville, the place where they've won, once in a decade?
Yep.
But that was the last decade. This is the time to go win.
You got to win one before you can win two. That's the way I look at it. So they've been able to do it. If you're this team, you feel excited about the prospects. It's no different than last year. They were at the same record at this point last year. They got about it a little differently, but if you win, no one cares what your record is once you get into the postseason. So just need to focus on playing their best ball this weekend, win the game, and then just take whatever seed you get.
I think they did that today. I would have taken 7-6, right? You had to get the win under any circumstance, but I think this one certainly is going to give the fan base a little bit more confidence going into next week, but I think it'll give the locker room more confidence, Bucky. Like you said, they weren't maybe as sure when the game kicked off, but when you play the way they did, mistake-free, forget the turnovers. One penalty in the entire game?
That's great, though. That's so great because it's been a point of emphasis. He's talked about it. He's harped on it. To see it come out to that.
Right. Perfect. You were able to run the ball a little bit. A lot of it came on one big play, but that happens that way sometimes. And, just defensively, man, that pass rush, I hope it travels next week because they're hot at the moment, so What can you say? It's all on the line. I think it'll be at 1:00 next Sunday. But I suppose there is a scenario we looked at. They'd have to play like the Houston. I guess they wouldn't have to. You could play the. You'd probably have to play the Houston Indy game before it, right? Because if the Jags win, either one of those teams, the likelihood of them making the postseason is pretty dim at that point in time.
That's right.
So
in theory, that would be the early game.
And there are only 2 games on Saturday, so they could do it with that game and then the Jags to the nightcap, but more likely I think they'll just put them together on Sunday.
That's a lot of AFC South for America to digest but on one day. But that's possible. And I guess we'll find out tonight, right? I mean, or tomorrow even, what the actual schedule is, Saturday, Sunday, and either way. The Flame will head to Music City, USA. Some good performances. Final thoughts tonight. I mean, Travis Etienne, Josh Allen, Evan Ingram all stood out in this game. C.J. Beathard for doing what he needed to do.
No, he did. He led him to a win. That's the most important part. It doesn't matter what it looks like. He was able to do enough to get his team to victory.
Let's not forget Jamal Agnew. Not a lot of explosive plays offensively out there, and that one set up the first touchdown for him. Hopefully he'll be available to go next week, or Zay will, or both of them will. Would be fantastic.
Would be.
Yeah, it would be exciting to have both of them ready to go. You want to make sure that you protect Trevor against himself, but if he's available and ready to go, you got to hand him the ball.
Let's go win a game.
Big week ahead. Keep an eye on the injury report this week. Safe travels tonight, tomorrow. Happy New Year, Bucky, and we'll talk to you next week.
Man, it should be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
It's going to be
fun.
Come
on, the division's on the line. How is this not fun?
Yeah, it's exactly what we want.
It's just what
Ain't
we're
going to be
looking
fun for Tennessee, I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, all right. They will snip it and clip it. You can be all up in their social media stuff, getting them pumped up before the game.
Fine.
I'm gonna look up at the board. They're gonna have you talking.
That guy who
in the Jumbotron,
nobody knows on the postgame show.
Jumbotron getting hyped.
Ain't gonna be fun for the Titans. Ooh. That'll get them going.
Bucky Brooks, Mike Dempsey. I'm JP Shadrick. Thanks to our entire crew, the Fortunato clan, Donna Murphy, and thanks to you for listening. The 5th quarter is next. They will take your calls deeper into this New Year's Eve. Be safe tonight. Enjoy it. Happy New Year. Final score, 26-0 Jaguars over the Panthers. And this has been the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.